Hi, I'm Brett Larkin. If you woke up and your body's just feeling stiff and a little sore, this is the perfect class to just sort of let that morning stiffness go. Super excited to be doing it together. Make sure to like this video before we get started. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel, that you're part of the community, and then come on down into Child's Pose. If Child's Pose is new to you, I encourage you to maybe use a block, some cushions off your bed, couch cushions, pillows, anything works great to prop up your seat if you're finding it difficult to be here. And then right away, I want you to take the index fingers to touch and the elbows wide. So you're just gonna have a nice wide stance instead of reaching, so we can relax those stiff shoulders down and back. So take the index fingers touching for me, and then send your breath to the tops of your shoulders right away. And just begin easing the breath into that space. So think of just letting the shoulders melt to the left and right of the body, glide down the back, and let the seat be heavy. And if you're sitting on a block, that's fine. Another option, of course, is to take a block under your head, or if you have two blocks, you can do both. So just find where you want to be. And breathing wide into the back. Child's pose is stretching our hips, our lower spine. And when you take it with this variation where the palms are touching in a diamond shape, it's also quite relaxing for the shoulders as well. Relax your jaw, relax your tongue. Perfect. Just let the world drift away. Let go of any judgments you have about feeling stiff or feeling sore. Just let everything dissolve. Just imagine you and your mat completely isolated and at peace. You are here. You're nowhere else. Let's take a deep breath in for 3 counts. Exhale all the way. And breathing in through the nose, 3 counts. Exhaling ha through the mouth. Last one, huge breath in. Exhaling ha. Good. Now root your sitting bones back. Keeping the sitting bones rooted back, reach the arms forward and then extend forward just from your torso. So keep the sitting bones rooted back, but just feel the torso kind of lengthen, maybe even lift the upper body. You can look at me and then let it drop down. Good. And then inhale up into all fours. Exhale into a super wide downward facing dog. So I want your toes as wide as the mat. And your big toes on the mat and your pinky toes off to the side of your mat. And this nice wide stance, so nice if you're just feeling stiff in the morning. Just gives you more space. From here, micro bend your knees, breathe in. As you exhale, shoot your tailbone towards the ceiling and press your torso back towards your thigh bones. And then maybe gently straighten the legs. Good. Wag the hips from side to side. Once again, micro bend the knees. As you exhale, send the sits bones higher, and then gently straighten the legs, working to get the heels towards the ground. Good. Draw your shoulders down and back, so it feels a little weird in down dog because you're upside down, but think about that. So the shoulder blades are gliding towards your seat, behind you, down, away from the floor. Good. And then bring the feet to hip width apart, just normal downward facing dog, pedaling through the legs. Nice. Just step the right foot forward between your hands. Really simple. You're going to turn to face me, so you have both toes facing me. Toes in, heels out. So look down at your feet and make sure the toes are in and the heels are out. So you're a little bit pigeon-toed. It's funny. And then you're just going to inhale. Come into a little flat back here, get long, draw the shoulders back. And as you exhale, melt forward, Straight legs if you can, otherwise if you need them bent, that's totally fine. I actually just bent my legs and it felt amazing. So you can inhale, get long. And exhale, melt forward. Good. 2 more like that. As you breathe in, the spine becomes parallel to the floor. Really draw the shoulders down and back. And then exhale, bend the knees or not, just melt forward. Bending the knees keeps it nice and easy, especially if you're a little stiff. Last one. Good. Now place the left hand underneath your face. And then from there, you're just going to reach the right arm to the sky. Keep the legs engaged if you can. So press the toes and the heels down. And then suck up through the arches of your feet. So just think of pulling up through your legs like your legs were straws. As you press the toes and heels down, that straw is at the very center of your foot, and engage all the muscles in your legs from there. And just think of pulling up in the legs. Spin the chest to the ceiling. Good, and then take the right hand down and the left arm up. So just really gentle. Glide the shoulders down and back here. Lengthen your tailbone behind you. Feel your abs draw up and in, away from the floor. And then like a little corkscrew motion, your head, crown of head lengthens. And you exhale, twist a little deeper. Last breath. Good. And then exhale, both hands to the floor. Final time in your little forward fold here, melt forward. The legs can be straight or the legs can be bent. And just let the body hang. Hear your breathing. So a lot of times when we're sore or stiff, it's just tension in the body. So you can inhale fully for 3 to 5 counts. Count it in. And then exhale 3 to 5 counts, nose or mouth. Do that again. 3 counts in, or 4 or 5. 3, 4, or 5 out. Last time. Exhale all the way. Good. Heel toe the feet towards one another. So you'll just be in a regular forward fold, feet hip width apart. Hold opposite elbows, bend the knees, just sway from side to side. Let the back of the neck be long, chin into chest. Good. Make sure the crown of the head is pointing directly down towards the floor so the back of the neck is long. Nice. Then we'll just come into a seated position, so however you can best get down. We'll just take the left leg in front of the right, so just in simple cross legs. Just inhale, get tall. And exhale, twist. So you'll take the right hand to the left knee, and we'll go in both directions. So if you're going the opposite way as me, don't worry. Just inhale, press the sitting bones down, and get tall through the crown of the head. And then twist. Really use the hand that's on the knee, hold it strong, and then use that elbow as leverage to really find your spiral. Don't force it. But do use that dynamic opposition of the hand pressing into the knee and the elbow bending to just take you into a little gentle twist. And take the head and neck out of it. Breathing, get tall. Exhale, twist deeper. Good. And then take it the other way. So breathe in, hands at center. Exhale. For me, it's left hand to right knee. And I'm taking the right arm behind me. Wherever you are, draw the shoulders down and lift the heart and chest up. Every in-breath, you get a little longer and taller. Every out-breath, you pull your navel towards your spine so you twist a little deeper. Never forcing, but definitely feeling that dynamic energy in the body. Micro bending, the elbow that's in front of the body to really take you into the twist without force, just maintaining some gentle traction. And last two. And last one. Good. Come to bring the right foot now in front of the left, or just switch it up, whichever way you were before is fine. We're going to take the left hand down and the right arm up and over. So you should be doing the same thing as me. I'm mirroring you, just a little side body stretch. Draw your shoulders down and back for me here. So notice if they've crept up by the ears, just do your best to press them down. And then have energy on the hand that's in the floor, on the floor. So you're not just collapsing like a dead plant, but you're really strong and alive. And then spin the chest towards the ceiling. And play with where you want that arm on the mat, right? This is all about personalizing your practice. So where I have the hand isn't necessarily where you should have it. Be sure to experiment, right? See what feels good. See what feels right. Last breath into the ribs. Inflate the ribs up towards the ceiling, exhaling all the way. Good, and then take it to the other side. Pressing the hand that's in the mat down, and then using that to buoy the ribs up. So just imagine your side ribs like an accordion. You're breathing space into the ribs, finding more space for breath, more space for oxygen. And then exhaling all the way, maybe rotating the heart more towards the sky, rooting both sits bones down into the mat. And just notice if one side of the body is a lot tighter than the other. So for example, I'm noticing this side is much tighter for me. And last two breaths. Good. Final breath. And come back up to your comfortable seat. And we're just going to come to be in Sphinx pose. Last thing. So shoulders are over your elbows. So you're here in a Sphinx, shoulders over elbows. Spread the fingers wide. And then just draw the chest forward and take the shoulders down and back. Deep breath in, and deep breath out. So here you're thinking of pressing the tops of the feet into the mat, lengthening your tailbone towards your heels. So it's like your hip points want to lift up off the floor in an energetic sense, even though they're on the floor. You're lengthening the tailbone back. You're drawing the abs up and in. And then send the shoulder heads back. Have the chin parallel to the floor. 3 deep breaths. Counting your inhale for a length of 3, 4, or 5 counts. Maybe finding a pause at the top and exhaling 3, 4, or 5 counts, finding a little pause at the bottom. Good. For our last stretch together, you're just going to take the left forearm in front of you. You're going to reach the right arm up and over, and hold on to the big toe side of the foot, and then spin your fingertips forward. We're just coming into a quad stretch here. So press the hand into the foot, and the foot into the hand. And it's okay if your quad begins to just sort of slide along the mat and get wider. And then press into the left elbow, so your heart still shines forward. Notice if you've sort of collapsed. Press into the left elbow. And then send the energy in your knee towards the back of the mat. So the quad, again, might kind of expand and get wider. That's totally okay. Just keep pressing hand into foot and foot into hand. So if I moved my hand, you can see there's so much energy there, right? I'm really pressing foot into hand and hand into foot to get that really deep quad stretch. Last 3 breaths. Close the eyes. And then gently let it go. Come back to your Sphinx at center. Shoulders over elbows. Just a breath in. A breath out at neutral. Breath in. Breath out. Take your right forearm in front of you. Left arm up and over. Hold the big toe side of the foot. Spin the fingers forward. And then press. Foot into hand, hand into foot. And then don't forget about the right elbow. It's the other sort of tent pole of this pose. So notice if you've collapsed in the upper body, do your best to stay strong, tall, and proud. Close your eyes and just lengthen your quadricep along the mat. It's okay if the left knee and the left quad sort of lengthen and expand to the left. Just keep pressing hand into foot and foot into hand. And hear your breath. As you get the heel of the foot closer to the seat, just think of the quadricep, the belly of the muscle just expanding and getting longer and wider on the mat. Last 2 breaths. And final breath. Good. Gently let the foot go. Take the elbows underneath the shoulders. Once again, just a breath to reset, breathing in and breathing out. Take the hands underneath the shoulders. I want you to sit back onto your heels. And to close, we're just going to take a little toe stretch. So I want you to curl your toes underneath you. Make sure you flick that pinky toe forward. This can be very intense for some of you. And if it is, just make it a little less intense by putting some weight on the hands. Otherwise, sit fully back on your heels for the full toe stretch. And just take your hands at prayer at heart center. Deep breath in, exhaling completely. Your count 3, 4, or 5 breaths, beats in for that nice long slow in breath, and then 3, 4, or 5 beats out for your nice long slow out breath. Last 2. Last 1. Take the hands to the mat, gently come off the feet, and just sit in a simple cross-legged position. You can bring your hands, palms face up in your lap, and just close your eyes and take a moment to notice how the body might feel different than when you first got out of bed or how when you started. Just taking a moment of silence. And then from here to move on with your day, you can follow this class up with one of my meditations. You can come back into a down dog and start one of my other yoga classes. I'd really suggest this one is a great next step. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you're feeling just a little less sore, a little more easeful in your body. Remember, moving is always better than not moving when you're feeling sore. So much love from my heart to yours. Namaste.